What is going on, guys? Welcome back to our Everquest adventures. Rectu here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, in today's video, we want to crawl through Kern's Tower. Now, Kern's Tower is a low-level dungeon, a great place where I typically like to take anything that I create in the Iksar race. This is located in the Field of Bone, right outside of their home city. So it's a typical popular dungeon for Iksars to come and grind out. Now, there's lots of reasons why I really love this dungeon. One, the zone experience modifier is awesome. It's 150, which puts it as 200% experience. So we're getting double the experience per kill here, which is just, makes things a lot easier, especially when you're soloing and stuff like that. Now, there's other really great perks to this zone as well. You can see there's lots of floors and levels to this. The top 3 floors are actually going to be all skeletons. So it's very easy to, if you have a cleric or a necromancer or anything that's strong against undead, you have that advantage. You also have, these skeletons don't do social aggro. So if you have a group of 2 or 3, you can actually single pull pretty much everyone on these floors, which makes it easy. And then 3, you have incredible escape routes. We're going to run through the top 3 floors here and just kind of show you how it's broken down, but it's very simple to grind out levels here with great zone experience modifier. Now you have 2 floors underneath, the basement and the tunnels. This is where the mobs get a little bit higher, and they are casters a little bit tougher. They actually have a lot of these Burn-eye creatures down below there. And at the beginning here, they are dubious to everyone. So if you don't kill one, then you can walk around without being killed on sight to them and just kill the skeletons, which is a great way to go about it. But down when we get to the basement, you'll see there's tons of these little creatures down here. Now, there's a few quest items and stuff I need for the monk I have here. This is my new monk, Rectu. He's a level 19 so far. Pretty much 1 through 16 I spent in Befallen, just soloing there. I did a brazier pretty much for the first 12 or 14 levels. And then I came here at 16, and I've grinded out 16 to 19 on the top floors here, because the skeletons are easy. It's right next to the hometown, so we can easily sell and buy bandages and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and just kind of do a run through of the entire zone. Right now I haven't fought any of those Burn-eye, so I'm not kill on sight to them, so I can kind of move around the zone a little bit easier to show you. And then what I want to do is I do want to grind the next 3 or 4 levels in the basement. So we'll do a little bit of fighting there as well. So again, here is the entrance, Field of Bone right there. You'll often find a low-level group here, pulling all the mobs. There's lots of skeletons that'll pop here at the entrance. All through this room here, they're walking and pathing. You've got these tiny rooms on the side. As you can see, they're pulling to the front there, that you'll find, a couple spawns in each. And all the rooms are a little different, but you can kind of see how the basic setup is going. Now, this is going to be a very popular zone, too, since it is right outside the Iksar home city. And then right now on the green server, Canard just rolled out, so a lot of people have just started Iksars. Here's some more mobs we could pull. And like I said, you can single pull these. Even though that's a really low scale bone, they will still attack on sight. But like if I don't get in his range and I get in the Greater's range, they'll come. If I sit, see? So an easy dungeon, at least in the top levels here, to be able to kind of get your bearings and so forth. Before feign death, that's very helpful. So I'll kill this guy really quick, and then we'll move up to the 2nd floor, 3rd floor, and then we'll explore the basement area. Now, I actually haven't grinded or done anything beyond the top 3 levels here since live EQ, which was literally 20 years ago. So that's how long it's been since I've had an Iksar monk, and I spent, I think it was 5 levels from level 20, 25 down here with that Iksar monk in the basement area exploring. Now, there's lots of other rooms here all around. You've got secret rooms and stuff as well, which like over here, we can go in the far corner, and you'll have some secret walls and things you can get through. This little safe area. Nothing pops back here, but you'll often find a group or a solo player back here polling, so nothing adds on. Now we have the stairs over here to lead to the 2nd floor. There's one Burn-eye back there. This is the only Burn-eye that pops in these top 3 floors, and like I said, he's dubious until we fight him. A sapper, I believe that is like a shadow knight, so they harm touch and have some nasty spells. I'm not sure exactly on their classes, but we will figure that out soon. There's some more rooms back there. You get the basic layout here on the first floor. Nothing too fancy. Now, the second floor here on the bridge is another popular place for a group to be. What's really great about this, like I said before, you're fighting up here, you get in trouble, you jump down, there's the zone line. It takes, I counted it out a minute ago, it takes about 20-25 seconds before the mob that's at the center of the bridge will reach you at the zone line if you just jump and run. So that's a lot of time to give you just to kind of regroup or get out or whatever it may be. Plus, you won't be training everyone at the entrance. So this is another good spot to pull to. Let me go ahead and drop this guy real quick. Feign death is the greatest skill in almost any game I've ever played. When it's the way it's handled in this game. Definitely one of my favorites. All right, so we're coming up, going on to this is still the second floor, really. We'll have the third top floor there. This might be, I guess, the third floor. Another spot where groups pull to. What they like this here is because you have open access down to the bridge area through 2 stairways. You got upstairs, which is the top floor, and then you've got this area back here, which has a name. I can't really remember what it's called. But again, it's just little hallways. There's the ice bone. He'll be a little bit higher. Kill him. Ice bones, and then you'll have again a few rooms in this little corridor with a bunch of skeletons. We'll run through here. Ice bones and char bones are pretty much the highest, which I think the char bones are white to me now. So level 20 or level 19 is going to be the highest level skeleton, maybe a level 20 in the zone. The Buranai, I think, are right around that level 2, but again, they are casters, so they can kind of be a problem. Oh shoot, there's another toughie. Okay. Oops. This is what I dealt with earlier, and they kind of kicked my butt, so. Now, I am just, again, level 19. I have not leveled up my Feign Death or anything. I'm debating killing this one first. There's usually not too high levels in the hallway here. I do have mend up, but that at this level, again, it's like it's such a risk. And these aren't working very well, are they? Okay, it worked. You really shouldn't use mend during fighting unless it's a very emergency situation. Typically, if you're soloing, it's best to fight. Let's say you get down to like 40% hit points. You can bind wound up to 50%, and then you use mend so that you get to 75%. So that way you cut down your downtime when leveling. All right, so got one down, got the other guy out of the way, and good thing we used that mend because we've been really low there. And until around level 35 as a monk, your Feign Death will completely memblur the enemy. So if it works, when it works, you will completely memblur what you're fighting. All right, so let's run around before he gets back here. We got a few mobs in here. You can see greater skeletons. This room over here typically has 2 or 3 higher levels, which has been cleared out. Again, just more skeletons will pop in all these rooms, all these areas. Man, lots of hives in this hallway. And then that just is a circle around. Now we can go upstairs to the top floor, and this is typically where I was soloing the past level or so. Lots of spawns right here, all in these rooms, in this hallway, and then this is this room right here, which has like 5 or 6 spawns as well. And this is typically where I'd be just fighting everything. You'll get a mixture of low, greater skeleton, scale bones, and then you got the lesser and the char bone. So that is the upstairs pretty much. You can see how it's broken down. Again, if I got in trouble right there, this is what you're looking at. We're running downstairs, and mobs have to follow the center path of stairs. So if you take a shorter inside route, you get a little bit of a speed boost. And as you can see, I can just pop down. That guy's stuck chasing me for about 25 to 30 seconds. Getting out of there. And then we could just zone. Do I have space for this? No. All right, so that is the upstairs. That is where I did 16 to 19. Typically, you can go 12 to 20 in these upstairs rooms. then people will go downstairs or move on to something like unrest or so forth. So you can see how long that just took him to get to me. I guess I could kill him. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the downstairs. Now again, I've not been to this zone in the downstairs area for 20 years, so I'm gonna not really know where to go. There's a few quest pieces and items that drop down here that we could get. I mean, if we want to do our shackle quest, which I did start the shackle quest, I have right now the shackle of stone. There's a fingered, what is it, a fingered skeleton that pops here, and you got to get 5 or 6 different fingers off him, or 5 fingers, 4 fingers maybe. And then they also have one of the Burni. You need to get a claw from them. So let's go ahead and explore before I actually start fighting down there and lose my faction. I want to get a good lay of the land. And you'll see how much different it is. It'll be much tougher to fight down there, the way the mobs are broken down or split. Okay, and they're all casters too, so keep that in mind. The wiki says warriors, but that's not true. All right, so this is the entrance to the basement area. Now, there are a few traps within this place where you're going to fall through, so you want to be very careful. Let's go ahead and get rid of these two. There's 2 traps in the floor, so just be careful where you're going there. Other than that, if you're not aggro to the Burni, then you're going to have not that much trouble, honestly, coming through here. Work on my skills. Now, right now, my cap is pretty much, until level 20, I have a damage cap of about 28, I think it is. That's as high as I usually hit. But after that, as a monk, I think it's best to go with a 2-hand blunt item rather than 2 dual wield. And in 50, it's better to go dual wield. Now, I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've played melee, but we're going to keep both those going up. I only have a Woo's Quivering compared to an Adamantite. And then also I have a Staff of Shielding on the way as my secondary. So I pretty much got best in slot when it comes to dual wield for a monk already. Until, you know, Planar or Vishan's Peak and stuff like that. Okay, so basement entrance. Let's go ahead and make it to where we want to find our quest guy first. Let me bandage up. Now, Monk is probably, you know, Enchanter's definitely my favorite class. Monk's probably my second favorite class. Maybe Bard is my second. Those are definitely my top 3. And it really comes down to just kind of being self-reliant. My play style is definitely, I enjoy groups at times, but I definitely like to be able to do and get some playtime in just on my own. So Monks are great for that, soloing. Obviously, Enchanters have that power. Bards have that power. So those classes are all pretty fun. I'm just going to kill all the skeletons I'm running through here. So also you can see just how many of these guys are kind of stacked through here. And we're not even into like the stacked area yet. Now, another thing with like intimidation, we could use that, scare them away, and then they won't social aggro anything. So they can run away, you could bandage a few times, things like that. I'm pretty sure, again, it's been a while since I played Monk, but I'm pretty sure I can't use Tiger Claw while intimidation is doing its thing. And I'm not sure about Forge. I feel like no other skills can be pressed down when you're using intimidation. But I'm just clicking it because it still will skill up. And I don't really care if they run away or not right now. Okay. So that's our top loop here. Just looking at the map. Again, what I'm looking for right now is like the finger skeleton, I guess it's called. 3 on the map. Skeletal Cook and the Wandering Fingered Skeleton. Now the problem with this is that, one, the wrists, the shackles aren't that great. They're okay, but you definitely upgrade easily when Velius comes out. I'm sure probably planar gear also has some upgrades here. But it's kind of a fun, fashion quest type of thing to do. So we're going to get a little bit of that done. Plus right now I have nothing. I have the Shackle of Steel or Stone. So just another 4 armor class. So right here's an example. We're at 48%. We do 1 more bind wound and then we'll use mend. And right now it's only at like 60 or 70 skill. So hopefully it works. Yeah, so we got up to 77. And again, that just cuts down our downtime. All right, so we're coming back here. We want to go down this way. Take a right, then left. And as I'm going through, I'm just looking at the map too on the other screen here. I'm trying to find that fingered skeleton. And again, like you can see, I mean, they're stacked throughout here, everywhere. Gotta be careful. I think it's this way I want to go. There's the fingered skeleton too. Perfecto. So this is exactly who we want. He's green. Nothing's going to aggro, social aggro. I got to kill him like 50 times. So I think it's 4 different fingers from him. And I'm sure every time I kill him, he won't drop a different finger. I'll probably drop multiples a few times and so forth. I remember this was a big, when I did this on live 20 years ago, this was a big headache. But there's one, maybe. 2.5-inch finger, and we have a fine steel scimitar, so that's money. I need to make some room somehow. I mean, it's probably more. Now it's an 18-minute respawn timer, and he does have placeholders too. So that is kind of a pain there. But this is where I would sit. He pops right here where I'm at. And he walks through here as you saw him pathing. So we got one there in 18 minutes, 20 seconds. He'll pop again. Now, to get to the tunnels, we will have, again, only 2 options. And they're the traps in the floor. So let me bring up my map here. So A and B on our basement map here. Here's B on the south side. Here's A over here, kind of where we're at, 3 in the middle. And you can see where they correlate here on this map. Also, there's a named, apparently, a number 4 there. Does he drop anything good? Yeah. And then we have a zone out in the tunnels. Once you hit the tunnels, you can't get back up. And like I said, there are undead and there are Burani down there. So if we don't have bad faction, it might not be a bad place to actually solo just the skeletons. But if you kill the skeletons constantly, they'll eventually all be replaced by the Burani. So eventually you got to kind of kill them too. Okay, so let's go ahead and head to, I think from that map, I like B better because we're on the end rather than A. I don't know how many mobs are going to be at each spot. But here's our zone line to Field of Bone. So from B, it's just a straight shot with your first right turn. And stay to the right. Okay, so let's go ahead and find B. From here, I want to go south. This is north. That's west. South all the way down. Oh, here's a skeleton. Okay. Okay, we're going straight. We're going to take a left. And then straight ahead you can see, I guess there's no traps. It's just literally a hole in the floor. And I think the other way too is the same thing. There's going to be a mob there, I'm sure. Let's do it. I want to see if I can get a better angle. I'm looking west. If we look at the map, I want to be facing north, which would be this way. What up? Okay, so we got Buranai, and this would be us going up. Oh, okay, well, this guy's probably killing skeletons since he's down here. Okay, there's the exit. Down this way. Coming through. Scale bone we can take out. And there we go. That is our zone out. Now the zone out here is not a zone back in. This will just get us back out into the field of bone. And you can see pretty much a breakdown. Now we didn't go to all the caverns and all the basement area and all that stuff. Oh look, it's even up here. But you get the general idea of how it's broken down. Very cool zone to visit and to hunt at those low levels. So what I'm going to do now for just a little bit on the video is I'll head back down to the basement and we'll just kind of start killing some stuff and make it happen. Alright guys, so I've been here for this morning, the past like 2 hours or so, and maybe not even, but I've gotten 3 of the 4 fingers I need for the shackle quest. Now, one of the placeholders for the fingered skeleton is a thick bone skeleton, and he just literally popped, and I had no idea, but he's on the same faction as the Buranai, so when I attacked him, the sapper that was in this room right here attacked me, and I had to kill them both, and now you can see I'm threateningly to all these guys. So it's going to be a much more difficult crawl now. This last finger, cool, we're going to have to get it, but I'm not going to be able to just sit in the hallway like I was. We got a ton of pathers that are rolling through, so I'm going to have to pay very close attention to them, and I'll just start killing all of those off as well, so we can clear the hallways a little bit more for me. But then also the room next door, which has the cook will spawn in there. That has 2 Buranai spawn for those skeletons. And then we also need an excavator claw for our shackle quest as well. So we'll kill one of these excavators, and we'll just kind of clear out this hallway as we go. And I was hoping that would aggro. Yeah. So do they not aggro in the hallway? Now the sapper did, as you can see, he diseased me, and he put... Okay, so they're not aggroing me at all in this room. Very interesting. So he's I believe, a Shadow Knight, because he did harm touch me, the sapper, and he was getting healed from either the excavators or the burrowers. So they're clerics, which is going to be a pain. And then just getting healed through the walls is such a pain in the butt. Let me see if I sit. We'll just get them.
Yeah.
So they did not attack me there. Very interesting, those pathers are not attacking. I want to go in the hallway, but I also don't want to get nailed by 3 or 4 of these guys. And they will social, so I don't want to pull while he's near other guys. Oh, they all harm touch. Awesome. Re-diseased me. But it looked like he, for some reason, they weren't aggroing me. I had to attack him at first. So that might be a good sign for us as far as the hallway pathers. Maybe it's just bad coding right now at the server time or something. Who knows? The excavators are much easier than the sappers, as I can see so far. And you can see he's getting healed through the wall there. So that adds to the fight. Alright, there's our excavator claw. So that's one of our pieces we're going to need. You okay? Alright, so now I just got an 18-minute timer on my spawn there. I'm just going to be pulling into this room. I'll try and break it up a little bit more because this hallway pather and this room spawn will spawn at the same time. Now, the only damage these guys seem to be doing to me is that harm touch. And then everything else is not a big problem. Looked like 131 from that guy. We had one, let's see, 161 from the sapper. But overall, good experience. I've barely killed anything, and I've gotten about a bubble and a half down here. And that's just killing the skeletons. Now, like I said, it's going to be a little bit more difficult crawling around. But it should be okay. That's the whole point of this, the fun part. I wanted to get those fingers before I actually started grinding down and around, just to kind of save myself. Now, some of these are turning green already, so I'm curious to know how high we'll be able to level at this plate. I was thinking get up 24, 25, but it might only be around 22. We'll see. Now I can go ahead and kill these guys in this room as well, since it's going to be... It's a placeholder here for a named. So I can kill this guy, and then also on the hallway here... Alright, I gotta be careful looking around. We got this guy, an undead jester. That's exactly who I was hoping would be up. He drops a club, I believe. That is a pretty good item. I don't think he has it, obviously. So my ranged weapons are barely ranged at all. He's green, so, I mean, we'll get experience still, but not much. So overall, every skeleton here is safe other than the thick bone skeleton. Those Baranai will social, and they are on the same faction. That's a fine steal. I mean, this is all money. Like right there. I mean, he's threateningly, but he did not attack. Walked right through him. Very interesting. So, not as much of a threat as I thought it would be. And obviously, as soon as I don't think about it, they're going to attack me. And I'm pretty much, I don't have any bag space, so I'm just freaking getting rid of my throwing knives. So I figured fine steel, I can definitely pay for all of that. Alright, so in this pull here, I'm going to eat 2 harm touches. That's going to be about 280. Half my life. So I got to maybe med to full before I pull this. And then I can split it. I mean, I could probably still split it by throwing dagger, run down the hallway. If feign death works, then I can split it. That's the problem at this level, though, and the skill level, is that feign death isn't going to work. But maybe like 20% of the time. What is our timer at? 7 minutes. We got plenty of time.
Yeah. I don't do that, yeah.
I love you, buddy.
My baby going. Yeah,
Yes, I thought so. What's going to happen?
Yeah,
Oh shoot, they're really whooping me here. Whoever is casting frost, we got a whole bunch of... Let's get one of them down, and then I can probably take both of them down, honestly. They're blue, but they seem to be a little light blue. I hate healers. The sappers are the problem. They do nasty spells. Just get this guy down. Ugh, poison. Like, I'm totally... Poison will screw up our feigned death. We may die here. It's not looking good. Oh, he's just... Oh, I push stand. Oh, no. I hate blind in this game.
Oh,
We're gonna wake up dead.
Oh no. Huh?
Oh, mend worked. We might be able to get out of this if that poison drops and I can get a feigned death off. I could almost probably kill this guy, honestly. But it's going to be too close. That's the worst one. See, now he's getting healed. Man, see how feigned death has not worked once in this whole time? 52 life left, come on. This is such a pain. Oh no! He's getting healed. We almost there, 52. Oh, this guy now decides to add on? Come on, work here. Dang it, he started casting. I'm dead now. Okay, well, you can see the pain that it is now to be fighting there. We just got to get our feigned death up. Now, I could go to the trainer and definitely put some points in, but, you know, I'm not really worried about it. I'm going to go ahead and run back at my corpse. Hopefully, it's going to be a pain now to get down there just because of those guys, but we can make it happen. So perhaps the bird and I have a very small aggro radius. That's maybe why it's not attacking me. That guy came and attacked me because I was at such a low health. I would assume that's why it happened. Who knows? We're going to have to test it out here as I run through the hallways. If nothing attacks me, even though it says threateningly, then we're going to be good to go. Okay, so after many grueling crawls down here and getting my butt kicked, we finally kind of got established here. Definitely just need to be very careful on our poles. Our last one, I pulled the path in the hallway, and he pulled the guy in the other room, and it pulled the guy down the hallway, and a whole bunch. So, like this sapper here, that's our placeholder for our fingered skeleton. So, hopefully he comes down this way. I'm not sure if he does. Doesn't look like it. So what I may have to do is take out this sapper, what the heck, in the room over here. Okay, that's another pather. Get him right here. So that's a safe spot to pull, and then back here there's nothing that comes in the room. And the pathers that do come by the hallway, they will not aggro. So this is the safest spot, right around the corner. These are the two pathers in the way. I'll get the next guy in the room that's next to our hallway pather, and then I can take out the placeholder. So that will kind of be our rotation. And then the room right next to that also has the cook in there. So if I'm just kind of doing our rotation of killing, then I can add those guys in there as well. Oh, these guys are gating too. I forgot that in green they started to allow any mob above like level 9 or whenever you would have gate to be able to use it. So level 4 or level 8 or whatever. Like right there, that could have been a pain. Who knows where he would have ended up. Okay, so now that's our sapper right there. All of their harm touches are going to be back up too, so that's going to stink, but okay, let's go ahead and see what we got here. I think he goes the other way. Yeah. So overall experience-wise, these guys are definitely not as effective as the skeletons, just because skeletons are pretty simple. No casting, no disease, no poison, no gating, none of that, and no social aggro. So leveling down here may not be the best. You know, we can handle it, it looks like, but it may not be as efficient as, you know, just going to like to unrest or something. All right, now we can pull out our sapper. And it looked like there's no one casting on them from here, so it was only the pathers running by that were able to heal in this room, so that should help as we keep them down. Should be able to take this guy at 54%. I'll just wait till I get to about 70-75% just to make sure. So sappers are the biggest troublemakers, I feel like. There's our mend. All right, let's try it. That's a maybe a repop there. Can't tell. Hate those spells. 70. Freaking. Ugh, here comes another one. That's as big as damn. It's the only thing that can hurt me, really. He's getting healed. A lot. He's getting healed a lot. That dang hallway pather is a problem. So we got 4 to 6 mobs that we could kill here in the 18-minute respawn. We could go after more, obviously, but just to keep it a safe rotation. Come on. Finish him before he gets out. Okay, good. Alright, so I'm going to start my timer. Med up. Kill everything. This will be our rotation. Hopefully get 20 back. I mean, that came pretty quickly. Those 4 gave me about a half a bubble. So if you get the groove on like typical, you understand the zones, as usual, it will come much quicker. This is a fun challenge, though, with a new class. Also, it's really nice to have a low-level alt that you can level up while you're grinding through level 50 to 60 on your main. Ugh, look at that. That hurt. We gotta remember that, jeez. Okay, so at least we used his arm touch. So that's the problem there, is that typically we're fighting at like 50% health on everything when you're soloing. That harm touch there, it takes half of your life. All right, so I just got my 4-inch finger, a withered 4-inch finger. You can see how I have 4 fingers. That's for the shackle quest. Now I'm gonna pretty much, you can see I've gotten about 60% in level 20 as I've been just killing down here, and this has definitely been the best spot for this. This room right here is a safe room. You have a few pathers come by, but you clear those out and you can just take out the rooms. I've also killed the cook a few times, and he had the shield of Kern one time. Nothing great, but you know, it's better than nothing. And I usually clear this room, and then you have everything out of the way for whenever the PH or the fingered skeleton would pop. So what I'm thinking is I'm probably not going to grind in this area as long as I had originally planned. It's, you know, it's not too bad, but it's not also as fast as I'd like. So I'll probably go ahead and grind out until 21 here, and then maybe go check out a new zone. I want to go grind some new areas with this monk, things I didn't do with either of my enchanters or anything we've really done before. So maybe like some permafrost, or do some down near once we hit 30 and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and get my way out of here. I guess I'll grind a little bit more again to like maybe 21, maybe 22, see how it goes. But guys, thank you so much for joining me in this video, in this dungeon crawl. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Wrecked you here. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in the next one.